Hey, this is Marilyn Gigliotti.
Hey, this is Brian O'Halloran.
Hey, everybody. My name is Scott Schiaffo, actor best known as the Chulies Gum Guy from the film Clerks.
And welcome to Clerks Minute.
You're listening to Clerks Minute.
And I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Hi, this is Mike Zapsik from AMC's Comic Book Man, the podcast I Sell Comics, and the Ming and Mike Show. And you're listening to Clerks Minute. What's up, everybody? This is Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Man. You got a minute? Good, because you're listening to Clerks Minute.
Hey, this is Walt Flanagan, the Lon Chaney of the 90s, and you are listening to Clerks Minute.
Welcome back to Clerks Minute, the show to look back at the 2006 Kevin Smith sequel to Cornhole fucking Minutes at a Time. I'm Blake.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm Scott Holden.
Scott, welcome back to the show.
I'm so glad to be back.
Yes. Well, first of all, welcome the people who don't know Scott from ThatMan on Fatman, the original Kevin Smith fan show, as I like to say.
Yes.
The first and original.
Well, I could probably give you a little bit of a tip, but I think we're actually going to be following suit after much debate and doing the actual name change and going with ThatMan Beyond.
Wow. Yeah. Really? Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think the thing that really tore it and made it a solid thing was when we approached Mr. Quigley about doing the logo and essentially saying, hey, listen, I don't know if you want to do this, but do you mind parroting your own logo so that we can become ThatMan Beyond? And he was like, I would love to. So,
well, that works.
That's what tore it.
So we are here. We are still at the Donkey Show, the never-ending Donkey Show. But when I was throwing out minutes, well, me talked in Jersey, and I said to you, what in this movie do you want? And you literally said to me, ooh, cake. So, I literally had to make sure I wrote down in my notebook to remind myself when I was breaking down this movie that when I heard ooh, cake, write down Scott's name.
Oh, yeah. That's something that's just been a funny joke with my son and I, believe it or not, just for years, because the first time he saw that, he thought it was freaking hilarious. And, of course, I thought it was freaking hilarious.
Well, we will get to the cake in a couple of minutes here. But first things first. Becky and Dante are outside having their discussion, and Jay runs out. And Jay being Jay. You guys are going to miss this shit. The big guy's about to cornhole that ass. He's going to cornhole that ass with his wiener. Oh, Jay. And I love Becky tapping Dante on the chest. Hold that thought. And runs inside. Oh, man. Absolutely amazing. Funny as hell. And then we come in.
Now, the guy who plays the donkey wrangler was actually more friends with Kevin and really worked more on the production side. He has a production company and does more of that end of the work. But when Kevin saw him, he's like, I think you'd make a good donkey fucker.
When your boss does that, you can't really say no.
Yeah, although I do believe he had to go and ask his sister permission because he didn't want to, embarrass, his family.
Fair enough. But he's wearing a mask for most of this, so.
Oh, come on. That's like a Robin Daimyo mask or Daimyo mask.
So true. So, Dante follows. We come in, and Sexy Stud, and I just wrote it in my notes, and I'm just going to read exactly what it means. Sexy Stud is pumping away. There is no other way of putting it.
Yes.
And continuing the culmination of jokes from earlier in the movie, Elias, I hope that donkey doesn't have a hindy troll.
He does. Spartacus.
Elias is brilliant in that scene.
Yeah.
Elias is so Okay, so we're trying to determine, is Elias drunk, is he stoned, or is he both?
I don't think it really matters. He's definitely stoned because he smoked.
Yeah.
And if he hasn't smoked before, there's a good chance he's really high.
Yeah.
And if there's any alcohol going around, I mean, I can't see Elias as having much of a tolerance to anything.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you watch him and like, oh my God. I cannot remember ever being that drunk. Like, that drunk.
I can't remember being that innocent.
Oh, true. Very, very true. I was in high school and not that innocent. It's just like, it's like a little kid in a teenage body. That's what it's like in this movie with him.
Yeah, we actually got to have him on the show, and I love that character because I knew that character. Somewhere along the way, I met Elias. So when he was in that movie, it's like, holy cow, I know this dude.
That's a good point. It's weird because we've been talking about the whole movie. Elias has his moments. He has his moments of like, oh, that makes sense. But then you realize that he's this innocent church boy who's in their world, who shouldn't be in their world on any level.
Yeah. Well, he's kissing his mom, for God's sake.
I know. So Elias is the punchline right there. One of the best punchlines in here is that. But then,
such a great character.
Becky realizes that she really does love Dante.
And as I put it takes watching a donkey show to realize this.
Yeah. What's interesting about Becky, though, to me, is Kevin does put a lot of his own dialogue in her mouth, which I just don't buy coming from a girl. Like when he talks about, that our nature is just to fuck as many people and as often as possible. I just don't see that coming out of a lot of girls.
You know what? I know some people like that. I actually know some people like that.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't know many girls like that.
I know a couple of girls like that. I think, and ironically, one is married now. But when I was growing up in Jersey, there was a couple of girls that were like that. Like the attitude of fuck it. I just want to fuck. And it was the 20-something attitude. Marriage is not even in my radar. I don't want to deal with it. I just want to fuck and have fun.
That is so Kevin, though. I mean, that's the problem nowadays. When I watch a Kevin Smith movie, I just hear Kevin, like his philosophies and dialogue through the characters.
It's funny. There's a scene earlier in the movie where Dante is like giving like Emma this praise to Becky. But like, did Kevin just write like this compliments about his wife and then have Dante read them? Like, what that was to me. It was pretty funny in context.
Yes.
All right. So Dante kisses Becky, and this is where I've been saying is the entire movie. The facial expressions of Kevin and Jeff Anderson are 5-star in this movie. The two of them are the all-star when it comes to facial expressions in this entire movie. Of course, Kevin was Silent Bob. That's his whole thing. But Jeff Anderson has stood out to me in this whole movie as, wow, he's amazing. Because he jumped over there. Randall has this surprised, like, oh shit, look on his face. And Silent Bob is in the background like, oh, that's happening now?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, it's a much more pleasant thing to watch than the donkey show.
True. They start heavy-duty making out. Silent Bob looks confused as hell. Like, did I miss a story? Did I miss a step here somewhere?
Yeah.
Like, I'm here all the time. How did I miss this?
When you bring up Jeff Anderson, it's so true. You're like, you forget how brilliant he is in that role until, you start focusing on it again. And then you realize what a tragedy it is that he wouldn't go through with the third movie for whatever reason.
Yeah, he's brilliant in this movie. He's absolutely brilliant. We were joking around in an earlier episode. What is Jeff Anderson doing now? Because we were joking around that I can't find him. I cannot find him anywhere.
He's a millionaire. He's an independent millionaire. He has like a contracting company, a tile business, and that kind of thing. So he has no need to do any of this ever again.
Wow. You know what? Applause to him.
He's wealthy on his own accord.
Well, good for him. Good for him. I can't even... It's impossible to find him anywhere. And I'm like, that explains why I can't find him, because he's isolated himself, not worry about the entertainment world anymore. Fair enough.
I've also heard, it's interesting because apparently he lives in like a retirement community as well.
Really?
Yeah, but just for shits and giggles because of amenities and stuff.
That's funny. That sounds like Randall. That sounds like...
It kind of does.
Are actually relaying to life there. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, that's what I've heard. It's like I've never visited them, so I don't know that for sure. But.
Well, fair enough. I figured you would know more than most people would because you do the research on a lot of these guys more than I do. So.
Yeah. Or I fall into it.
Exactly. One or the other. So, Bob looks at Jay, and Jay take credit here. This might be the most logical thing he said in like this whole donkey scene.
Yeah.
The whole donkey sequence. Yeah. When he goes and says, "What kind of sick fuck gets turned down watching a guy fuck a donkey?"
Yeah, you better just sign up on.
But it's fucking brilliant because think about it. Yeah. You know, like when you think about a donkey show. I mean, think about it. We're about in the age of Me Too. You know, it would be another Porky scene, another thing that people would just disavow now. But to turn it around and make it the guy makes it so relevant even still.
It's true. I didn't think about it that way. Absolutely true. Because
now we'd all be like, fucking Me Too, some girl. Because when you go back to Bachelor Party, remember that? Where the guy, nowadays everyone's like, oh, I don't want to watch that. How misogynistic.
Yeah. And here, it's the complete opposite. It turns everything on its head.
Yeah.
Which is nothing wrong with that.
Well, I'm a proponent of what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah. And I remember people lost it kind of. Oh, he's gay.
Yeah.
So Jay says that. Bob shakes his head in agreement and also a little bit of disgust. Like, really, guys? Really? We're doing this now? We're doing this right now? And then Bob tries to get Jay's attention. And the bug-eyed look on Bob's face is amazing here. And it's like bug-eyed, like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And jump over to Elias, who's jerking off. And I'm sorry, Jesus, which is one of the best Elias lines ever.
He's polishing his crucifix.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
That's his Oscar-winning performance right there.
It's just one of those things where it's like, oh, no. This has gone way too far.
You don't get a better punchline button than that.
So that's pretty much, and that's not even the end of Elias. We have one more Elias moment later in this scene, which is even funnier. But we talk about that in the next episode.
So we see that Elias.
When does Cake in the Face come? Is it in the 2 minutes?
It's in the next one. It's in the next one. Unfortunately, it's in the next minute.
Okay.
But we do have the cake.
It's the perfect ender.
And we see that Elias somehow managed to get rid of his hand troll. Apparently.
He never brought that up. He brought up the mouth troll, and he brought up the pussy troll, but never had anything to do with the hand.
Yeah.
Which means, does his girlfriend give him handies? That's the question I have.
Well,
Kevin used to talk about how they wanted, I think it was Weinstein actually wanted to see the pussy troll. He said they should cut to it. Yeah. And so they were going to film that, and Jay wanted to get to keep the door, which was going to be like a pussy, like a mocked-up door in front of a pussy. A door made into a pussy. Thank you.
That sounds like Jay.
Yeah.
Jay was like, "I'll do it, just as long as I get to keep the door."
Wow.
So I see the hand troll. Would that be Rosie Palms?
So Bob has this look on his face, like what? I wrote it down in my notes. It says, Bob seriously has this look like, are you kidding me? Wow. So then Becky and Dante are still making out, like you do. And in comes Emma with the cake she was working on earlier in the movie during the 1979 montage sequence that we were commenting on earlier.
Yeah.
And Emma is in shock. Like you do. Dante and Becky are in shock. Their facial expressions, the two of them, are amazing. That could probably be our freeze frame for this episode.
Yeah.
And then Jay gets up, and Bob has his look. Again, I just write down the facial expressions and what I think he's thinking, because it just says, what else is going to happen? Like, what else is
I
left?
swear, Becky, she was trying to give me mouth to mouth.
Jay gets up. Becky and Dante are there in shock, looking at the cake. I actually zoomed in on the cake when writing my notes, and the cake actually says, on the top, it says Florida Forever, and then it says New Jersey with that big like no sign, like